like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner, and this is my review of Black Ink Crew Season 6, Episode 2. I am tired. I think I look tired right now. Yeah. I'm ready to go to bed. But I had to get this review to you guys tonight because I know I'm not going to have time to do it tomorrow. I hope everyone had a great day. I've done 2 videos already today. So I've already talked about how bad our snow is. We got about 5 inches. It's supposed to snow a little bit overnight. Michigan is crazy. So, you know, yeah. It is 12:20. And I'm just tired. Like, I don't even feel like combing my hair. I don't care that my ponytail looks stupid. So, whatever. But I'm here to give y'all this review. This particular episode, what I do hope everyone else had a great day. Let me know how your day went below in the comments. So this particular episode of Black Ink Crew, I have some things to say, okay? I mean, the episode was pretty simple, honestly. Only a couple of things happened. Like, you know, we see how they have remodeled the shop. Okay, cool. We already knew that because we've already seen pictures of the shop already. I keep moving the camera back because I think it's just too close. So I'm just, yeah. But we see the shop is redone. How Melody is saying how she did it all without C's. Okay, cool. The crew likes it, you know, Walt is joking around saying, you know, it's like a high-class dentist office. And they do. If you've ever been to a really nice dentist office, that is what it looks like. Down to the blue walls. I drank a bunch of water, so I'm trying not to like burp on camera, which is disgusting. But yeah, that's why I keep doing like this because I'm like, I don't want it to come up. So we then see is there, seeing the new shop. Here comes C's and Sky. Okay, they back from Atlanta because as C says, everyone kept calling him. You know, Melanie called, Ted came down, you know, Kit came down saying how he had to come back to fix his shops. But Melody basically, you know, got 113 back up and running. You know, he looks around. He likes it as well. That's a great thing. You know, Sky then goes into talking about how she's needs a drink because she's still pissed off about what Dutchess did with her son and how Dutchess had her son at her shop doing an interview. You know, Walt even says how that's, you know, a low blow even for Dutchess when they know Dutchess is already kind of low. We see the Dutchess did an interview. This is one thing I have to talk about. Okay. So, again, as I said the last review that I did not see the interview with her son. However, Dutchess was on the Breakfast Club today. You know, Dutchess was on there, and so was the woman who interviewed the son. And this is what I'm going to have to say about it. Am I a fan of Dutchess? Absolutely not. Do I think Dutchess is talented as a tattoo artist? Yes, I do. Do I wish Dutchess success with her shop in North Carolina? Yes, I do. However, Dutchess ain't shit. You know, let's be clear, cut, and concise to the point to where Dutchess was on the Breakfast Club this morning, and she was basically saying how Sky's son is 19, he's not a kid, so it wasn't like she was a kid. You know what people mean when they say you use her kid in whatever single way. That's still her child. It does not matter if he's 19, which means he's of legal age. They say how the father was there. Okay, we're going to talk about that a little bit later. The person who interviewed him said, you know, she was approached to do the interview. I completely get that. But why y'all do the interview at Dutchess' shop? What was the point of that? That to me show how Dutchess, who she say how she over it, how she's successful, how the show is fake, how they making up all these storylines. She's saying all this stuff, and I'm not on the show no more. So I'm gonna say A, B, and C. Girl, look, if you are successful in your own right and you have your own shop and you are done with Black Ink, move the fuck on. The simple fact that you went on the Breakfast Club to talk about Black Ink shows you still mad in some way, shape, or form. And I don't know why, because as you said, you have your own shop and it's successful and you moved on with your life. Then by all means, people move on with your life. But you keep, they dragging my name. I mean, I think the reason they pissed is because you make that diss song and you didn't, you had Sky's son at your shop doing an interview while you're beefing with Sky, and you did it to get up under her skin. You did it as a dig, so you can't be mad that they are now going at you because of what you did. And it just it's stupid. You know what I'm saying? It's really fucked up, and I just feel like, because she was saying, like, you know, she didn't give the kids up for adoption. She gave them away. I mean, she was going, and they kept on saying, if you a mother, she kept saying how she wanted to meet them when they was 18. You know, her one son is 19 years old. You, Dutchess, don't have any children, and you also don't know what it feels like to give up the children for whatever reason she gave them up. For whether she gave them up, whether she lost them, she don't have them kids anymore because she was so young when she was a mother. You can't tell her how easy it is for a person to go meet the children they gave up. That's a hard fucking process. So the fact that Dutchess tried to then basically shame her for not immediately going to meet the kids once they turn 18. We all saw 2 seasons ago when she wanted to go and she kind of wasn't strong enough to go. That's a hard pill to swallow, because some kids who parents give them up, they don't want to see the parent. And the parent who gave them up know how it's hard to explain the reason for it. So Dutchess, for those reasons, because you was on the Breakfast Club and you were trying to paint a picture as if Sky was this horrible person because she gave her kids up for adoption, for whatever reasons, you a piece of shit to me, and that's all. So next we see Caesar and Ted basically having like dinner or something with their moms. I mean, the scene to me was boring. I laughed when Ted's mom called Caesar a thought, because he out here sleeping with everybody. You know, even Caesar's mom said, you know, he need to calm down. So I laughed, you know, her calling him a thought. It was very, very funny. But they then got into a serious conversation where, you know, Ted brings up how he's dealing with his little brother, or his younger brother at least, who is going to court to try to get a bail hearing. Now, he says his brother has been in Rikers Island prison in New York since 2013 for a gang-related homicide, and that, you know, he hasn't even had a bail hearing since 2013. Now, my thing is this. That sounds extremely close to the Khalif Browder story. We all know Khalif Browder was arrested for something he did not do, and he was also held in prison for, I think, 3 years. And when he finally got out, he ended up killing himself not long after he got out. It was a very, you know, hard story. It was a couple of documentaries on it. You know, Jay-Z was involved in it and everything. So the story kind of sounds similar. It was a thing of, you know, young black person arrested for no reason, or for some reason, arrested for whatever reason, something they probably didn't even do. And then because the kid either couldn't afford bail, couldn't afford a good lawyer, is held in prison and don't get a bail hearing. And they just keep them in there until, you know, they just eventually get out. And it's a thing of sometimes they're not even charged, they're just being held in prison. So Ted and his brother has been there since 2013. That's 4 years ago. He says how his older brother already has life in prison, and now his little brother is facing life too, and it's hard for him. And he basically asked Caesar to come with him to court, just so that his brother can feel that he has as much support from family as possible. And you know what I'm saying? I'm going to talk about this a little bit later, because when they go to the court, but it was cool. The next thing we see is everyone's at the shop chilling and stuff, and Melody's, I think her life partner, her boyfriend or whatever, comes, and you know, he's like, can I talk to you real quick? They go out back to talk, and he pull out an envelope that shows Melody owes $30,000 to the IRS in back taxes. I'm like, damn, bitch, 30 grand? Like, you know how much money you have, like, you usually owe 30 grand in taxes if you make about 70 grand. Like, if you make 70 or 80 grand, sometimes you'll owe like 30,000 in taxes. I think that's, but I'm like, how does she owe that much in back taxes? That's a crazy amount to owe out the blue. Like, usually they send you like a notification like every year if you owe a little bit of money. Like 30 grand is on one letter, and you know, I know what tax letters look like, and that's the real tax letter. 30 grand? Damn, Melody. Jesus. So, you know, dude mad. how do you owe this much money? We're family, because you owe this money, they can come after anything that we have. You don't make that much money, you can't pay that off. I mean, he was hot. He was pissed off. For me, he was a little bit too pissed off. He was a little bit too aggressive. He was a little bit too rude about it. I mean, if it came in the mail and you saw it for the first time, showing it to her, why you jumping down her throat? Like, I get if you were shocked about it, but he was mad as if it said, we've contacted you 18,000 times. Each time we talked about it, you said you was going to pay it and you didn't. And that's not what the letters say. The letters basically say, this is how much you owe. Call us. Make a payment. And I just didn't like how he was acting. I mean, it's a big-ass number, yes. But my thing is, y'all not even married. So if she owes some money, they can't come after you. They're going to come after her. Okay? And not only that, if you owe that much, you call and you make payment arrangements. The IRS don't expect regular folk to pay off 30 grand in like one lump sum. Like, you get on a damn payment plan. So I'm like, I was over it. I was just mad because he was too mad. And then you brought her a job. Like, you couldn't talk to her when she got home. And she kept saying, like, I don't want to talk about this here. I just got them to respect me as a manager. I don't want them knowing my personal business about this thing. And he, in the back of this yell, I'm looking like, calm your ass down. She's like, I don't want to talk about this here. Go home. And then he's like, whatever. And like throws the envelope and says, you're going to need that. And then he walks off. I don't like people who do that. I don't like people who get aggressive for no damn reason. It's one thing to be upset because she owes... My hair, no, I can't do this. Y'all know I'm worried about when my ponytail look like it's falling and it gets on my nerve. Anywho, but yeah, I mean, I don't like when people do stuff like that. Just don't get aggressive towards me. So the next thing that we see is Sky is meeting with her mom, and she's bringing up how her mom is doing better now. Her mother is, I think she's bipolar, and she went through a time frame when she wasn't like taking her medication, and it was a crazy time. But she's better now. She's on her medication. She's on her medication. Her medication is regulated, so they have a better relationship. And they're basically talking about Sky's son doing the interview at Dutchess's place and everything like that. So she said she can't believe what she heard her son saying. She said because she finally went back and listened to the whole interview. Now I did hear people saying that it was more of how he felt about Sky. And I think kids are entitled to feel hurt, pain, abandonment when their biological parents gives them up, and people can make it seem as if the person gave them up and didn't care. I get that part. So for her, she was saying how, it was just hard to watch, hear him say things in the video. And, her and her mother both felt like it was the father who was putting words, ideas, and thoughts into his head about Sky. Now, they showed the father saying in the interview how Sky never gave them up for adoption, that she actually lost custody. So I was like, well, that's a different kind of story. But they showed the father was on the show, I think 2 years ago, and he was apologizing to Sky about not being there and how he should have been there because they were so young when all this stuff happened. And as Sky said, the last time I talked to him, we was good. So I'm confused as to how the last time we talked, everything was fine. He was apologizing to me for not being there to help me with the kids, which caused me to have to give them up. And, it's just weird hearing him say that, and that's why I feel like he's using the situation against me. Her mom was saying, like, I feel like he's probably using this situation to basically shame you and make you feel bad, and you shouldn't feel bad about it or whatever. And, like how he's just trying to hurt you, basically. And shame her because she gave her kids up. But Sky says, actually, when her kids were adopted, she said she was actually in jail. So I'm like, well, damn, okay, well, that's different. So she says that she was actually in jail. So I'm guessing that she was in jail. She probably gave her kids to her mother to take care of. So that's the part that she kind of started talking about. But she said because it happened so long ago and because she was in jail when the adoption actually happened, she wanted to clear some things up with her mother. So I'm like, okay, that must have mean when she was locked up, her mother must have custody. And that's why she's asking her mother what happened. So her mother says, while you were away, I wasn't my best self. I was dealing with my bipolar things. I wasn't taking care of myself. I was, self-medicating with drugs and alcohol, and I just wasn't the best person. I was living in a homeless shelter with the kids. She said she met a family. I think she said like the Robertsons or something like that. And she said, they helped me. They took care of us. They helped us a lot. And because I wasn't in the right state, I gave the kids to the Robertsons to adopt. So I guess when Sky kept saying that she gave the kids up, she probably meant that she gave the kids to her mom. And her mom probably gave them up for adoption because she was in her own world of craziness or whatever. So Sky does ask her, was the adoption legal? And she says, yes, it was legal, but they were God sent. They were God sent because, they helped me at the moment that we needed help the most. And, I'm like, okay. And Sky is saying how she just wants to make things right with her kids. And I get that. It's hard. Sky had them kids when she was 14, 15 years old. And, she gave them up for adoption when they were like 3 and 4. And people are acting as if she was a grown adult who made grown adult decisions and mistakes. And she knew what she was doing and what she wasn't doing. She was a fucking kid. You know what I'm saying? She was a teen mom, and I don't think people understand how hard being like a teen parent is. Like, my mom had me, like me and my sister when she was like, my sister when she was 19. I think I was born when she was 21. But like my best friend, had all of my godchildren's parents had them when we were in high school. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen firsthand how tough it is to be a single mother and to be a teen mother and still have to try to be a kid but be an adult and grow up and take care of human beings. So when a person try to make it seem as if a teenager who ended up pregnant did things and couldn't take care of the kids, so they gave the kids up, to make that be like a bad thing, it pisses me off, because that's the reason why people have abortions and people, secretly have babies and leave in places and stash babies in dumpsters, because people don't realize how hard of a decision or how hard of a situation that is as a teenager. If you think about who you were at 19, 16, 17, hell, 21, whatever, you are a completely different person. I'm a different person now at 35 than I was at 15 and 25. So that just pisses me off with that bullshit. But anywho, yeah. So, little scene, Ted took Caesar to get an STD test. I thought this was the stupidest and funniest thing at the same time. My thing is, why did your cousin need to take you to get an STD test? Why couldn't you go yourself, for one? And for two, the doctor asked him all these questions about, do you have any leakage, any erectile dysfunction, there's different things that can be, with the STD. And he said, no. He said, well, do you use condoms each time you have sex? He's like, yeah, every time except when I get head. And the doctor said, well, you can catch a STD from oral sex. Caesar was like, since when? Like, I didn't know that. Like, why haven't anyone told me that? How did you not know that you can get an STD from getting head with? Oh. He like, so I can't get head no more? You can get head just with a condom on, bruh. And he like, what kind of world do we live in? So, I mean, it was a funny scene with a dumb scene. But the doctor says still he gonna run some tests just to see, because again, he's out here getting his dick sucked and he not wearing a condom. Yes, you can get an STD like that. Please, people, wrap it up. What else? Melody says that she did mess up her taxes and she does owe 30 grand. I'm like, she messed it up really bad to owe 30 grand. So she's like, she's gonna hire a new tattoo artist to bring more money into the shop and everything. She hired a new tattoo artist whose name is Alex. He says he goes by Vagina Slayer. And they all laughed. It was like, what? And he was like, no, that's really my name. I go by Vagina Slayer. And then he like, I can show you better than I can tell you. That's what people call me. And I'm like, what does they call him that? Because he maybe tattoo vaginas very well? Or like, is it sexual? I just didn't know which way it was going. But Walt was laughing. He like, well, hell, we had somebody here named Oh Shit. So, Oh Shit, Vagina Slayer, they still two weird names. But it is what it is. So, at first, she like, you know what? Because when he said, I can show you better than I can tell you. Oh, that's disrespectful. That's rude. I'm not going to take this, get out. And he was like, no, we're going to see how good he do and then see where it go from there. And he like, she can't get mad at him because she didn't thoroughly look into his history. You didn't know that you hired somebody who go by Vagina Slayer. That's on you, but that's not a reason to fire him. I agree. You know, it was what it was. So he supposedly does really good, like black and white ink. He has his friend come in to get a tattoo. Cute little young guy. He probably in his early 20s. He has tattoos on himself too. But when he go to tattoo his friend, his dang on tattoo machine don't work. I'm like, you didn't test it before you got in there, little boy? But he didn't. So, you know, he tell his friend, like, I'm going to have to reschedule. My gun ain't working for some reason. I don't know what's wrong with it. But I'm going to call you to reschedule. So C's like, well, why she leaving? And then he said, you know, my gun don't work. He like, this your audition? It's like auditioning for the Knicks. You can't, you know, audition for the Knicks and say that you forgot your shoes. And then he said, you know what? You know, out of all the white people that you went to who said no to you, you know, I'm just trying to get where you are. So you basically pulled a black card. I thought it was funny. And, you know, C's like, you know what? I'm going to give you one more chance. And that's it. But, you know, you ain't going to get no more. I thought it was funny. You know what I'm saying? Because it's true. I mean, it was what it was. But it was cute. You know, it was what it was. And I'm like, he going to be on the show because they already got him doing his confessional stuff. So I'm like, okay, he must be on the show now. So it is what it is. Donna's boyfriend got her new dog. I don't even want to go through the whole scene of her playing tennis and saying, oh my God, Maxwell is crazy. He might be getting out. And then her boyfriend come up on the tennis court and he has a dog inside of a tennis bag. It was cute, but I don't care. So then we see Ted and Caesar and they're going to court for his brother. And they're in the car talking and he's saying how, you know, this was his brother's first time getting arrested. How, you know, how could it be legal for it to be your first time getting arrested and you are automatically facing life? He says, like in New York, if you are with like two other people, if it's three people together, it's considered a gang. So he was like, because his brother was hanging out with his friends, they were, you know, pulled over, or they were approached by the cops, ended up being arrested and being charged with a gang homicide, which carries the life sentence if convicted. Again, it's just like the Khalid Browder story. But, you know, it is what it is. So they go to court, and they're trying to get him bail so that he can get out. Because, again, he's been in jail for 4 years, and he hasn't gotten bail. He hasn't had a trial, nothing. He's just in Rikers. And, you know, the judge, but the judge just ends up pushing the court day back another 30 days. So Ted is pissed off, saying, I can't believe this keeps happening. You know, I'm so tired of dealing with this. You know, it's just, you know, how long can we keep dealing with this? You know, it's just so stupid. He's emotional. He's kind of crying in the elevator. He's pissed off. This is what I'm going to say about this situation. Ted's brother has been in Rikers for 4 years. Ted has been on Black Ink Crew for 6 seasons. And I feel personally like I don't understand why Ted is just bringing this up on camera. I mean, if it was me and, you know, we had the first season, it was successful, and you see we back for a second season, the first thing I'm going to talk about is my brother's case. Simply to bring attention to the injustice that's happening to my brother. I find it awkward and it's strange that Ted has been on this show for 6 seasons and has never brought up that his brother has been sitting in Rikers for 4 years unfairly. I would use every means possible to get my story out. Even if you don't have it on the show, you have how many followers on your social media? I would at least tweet about it, Instagram about it, Facebook about it, whatever your social media may be, Snapchat about it. I have seen Ted Snapchat about traveling the world. I've seen Ted Snapchat about this, you know, going shopping. I've seen Ted Snapchat and Instagram about going to buy a wallet at the Gucci store. Based on so many Black men being incarcerated and it being just a horrendous injustice to them, including his brother. I just don't understand why Ted has never, to my knowledge, I have never seen him talk about it until today. And I just hope that going forward, he will continue to try to get his brother's story out. I just don't understand why he didn't try to do it sooner. Like, and I don't mean that to be funny. I don't mean that to be shady. I just really wonder why wait till season 6 to bring up an issue that's been happening since season 1. An injustice. You know what I'm saying? Like, an injustice. If your brother has been locked up for 4 years in Rikers and he hasn't even got a bail, like he hasn't got a bail hearing, he's not charged, he's not convicted, he's just in Rikers sitting, and he can't even get bail. Like, I would be screaming to the top of my lungs on every single episode. Like, my shirts in my confessional would be free my brother. You know what I'm saying? And I just had to say that. So it is what it is. So the end of the episode is basically they are having a party at the Black Ink 113 for the new shop. Caesar comes in and there's out back where Dutch's name was like spray painted on the wall or whatever, and because it's a new shop, they're trying to like exorcise the demons and just kind of get any remaining memory of this old stuff Dutchess out of the shop. He has like some black spray paint. He's painting over her name and everything. And kind of each person goes back to all the antics of Dutchess. The whole thing when she pepper sprayed Kid. When she used to yell at Walt that he just answered the phones and would say, answer the phones, phone and whatever. Just being stupid. Her accusing Donna of mouth rape. Just different crazy things that happened over the years. And I honestly hope it's the last time they speak of Dutchess. I think she's off the show. I think in order for all of them to move forward, they have to keep speaking of the other one. And I think they might still bring her up just based on the fact that they're going to still show Sky's son who did the interview. But I mean, other than that, like, I don't need any shots at Dutchess, 3 episodes down the line or whatever. Like, let Dutchess be successful or unsuccessful or happy or unhappy. Let Dutchess live her life elsewhere, and y'all just leave each other alone and just stop talking about it. Let it be what it's gonna be. We see Walt drunk hitting on chicks, but one chick, she bites, but then she says, is y'all hiring? So she just want a job. So he like, well, I'm gonna throw my shot. Well, yeah, we hiring. We need a receptionist, and I guess they do because Sky used to be the receptionist, and I guess they can't have Melody as a receptionist because she's a tattoo artist. But I still wonder what Walt does. He's comedy relief, though. He's comedy relief. I'm pretty sure that he's the person they go for pictures and stuff. Because he's a great photographer, too. So, I mean, and he's Walt. It doesn't matter. So, at the party, we then see Maxwell's sister. So Sky's ex-husband, the crazy dude Maxwell, his sisters walk in, and I'm like, this ain't gonna be good. So it is what it is. So they're like, okay, let's go out back and let's talk. So the sister's like, why you keep talking about my brother? You keep his name in his mouth, keep accusing him of beating you. You know what I'm saying? He don't give a fuck about you, and you need to leave my brother's name out your mouth. Is what she basically said. So Don was like, he keep calling me, stalking me, threatening me. You gonna lie and say he never put his hands on me? And she was like, he never hit you, Donna. I mean, you can tell the sister lying. Like, you can tell she's lying, so it is what it is. And Donna like, you know what I'm saying? As a woman, you should know it's never right for a man to put his hands on a woman. He was beating up on me. But, I don't really care. And you know what happened. So then the friend who's with the sister, it's like, that's her brother. She not gonna say nothing against her brother. And then Donna like, girl, I don't even know you, so just be quiet. And then Donna just pulls a mace and she maces them. And then the whole little fight break out. I mean, it was wild. It looked like like Babe was involved a little bit. I think because the girl tried to rush Donna, and because Babe was in there, they kind of pushed her. It was a mess. But she clearly pepper sprayed both girls. Both of them, their eyes was red. They kept crying because they got pepper sprayed. The sister, at least, her hair was a mess, so someone at least put her hair and got some swings in. It was, C's like, what the fuck? It's a new shop, Don, why you doing this? It's gonna always be fights at Black Ink. So I mean, that's just what it is. I don't think it's a good thing, but it is what it is. So security course break. It was wild. It was wild for a minute. But they were able to break them up. And it was what it was. And they looked butthurt because they got pepper sprayed and beat up. And I felt like they thought they were going to come and like jump her. And that ain't what happened. They came and basically got embarrassed because from the looks of it, they looked like they got the worst end of it. Not that it was like throwing punches or whatever, but even to get maced and then your hair messed up because you getting yanked around. They were throwing some blows, but I don't know who hit. Because, of course, when they fighting, there's so many security and people around, you can't really see what's going on. So, yeah. And the last scene was basically the Sky talking with her best friend and calling her kid's adoptive parent to ask to come visit to see them in person. And the person said, sure, you know, she would love to have Sky come and see them in person. And Sky, of course, was happy, 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 happy. So the next episode is going to come on. It's going to supposedly show Sky meeting her sons, both of them. The one who did the interview, but also the other one who I've seen on her social media, who it seems like they're at least communicating and connecting and getting to know each other. And he seems to love his mom. The other one, not so much. So that was my review, people. So I hope you enjoyed. I'm about to upload this, edit this and upload this, and then go to sleep. I will see you guys tomorrow. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay's Corner. Peace.